This week on the Rutledge Perspective, I want to talk to you a little bit more about how we show up, how you do you, and the importance of that. I did a podcast quite a while ago. I think it was one of the first ones that is titled You Do You. So I encourage you to go listen to that one. But that was much more about just you showing up authentically as yourself. Today, when I talk about showing up and you do you, what it's really about is about you being in charge of what you want and how you go about achieving the things that you believe are possible. And it really stems from the 5-day alignment series that was just completed. And that's going to be happening 4 times a year. So once a quarter. If you missed the first one, there'll be a time again. So definitely follow me and sign up for my emails and you'll get those notifications. But it stems from that. And then the next thing we're doing is a Clarify Your Vision masterclass for an hour and a half. And so that'll happen in February. Again, something else that'll happen once a quarter. And when I look at the pieces that I put together for all of you to be able to serve that whole getting aligned, clarifying your vision, and moving into empowered action, one of the key fundamental pieces of this is being really clear on what you want, but also really clear on who you are and how you need to execute whatever it is that you want. And it really came to me over the weekend because I was dealing with hair, right? So, it's a thing. Hair is just a thing, y'all, especially natural, curly, that whole movement, right? Of not relaxing your hair anymore or silk pressing and all of that kind of stuff. It's a thing. When you have to have laws that say you can't discriminate against someone because they wear their hair natural, we got a problem with hair in this country. And there's even culturally, there's issues with hair. So I was doing my hair, a new product, and it's a process. So I was using a new product and you have to really experiment. And so I used this new product, got it the next day. You guys will have seen pictures earlier in the week. And I thought, at first I thought maybe this is going to be okay. It started out really good. But then when you get really close up, it's like all the product was just sitting on top of my hair. It was just not working, which probably means I used too much for my hair and my hair type and all of this kind of stuff. But it got me to thinking deeper and deeper and deeper about this issue of what works for you. What is your leadership style? What is the way you want to interact with the people who are looking to you to get things done? If you are building a business, what is your service or your product or the unique way that you bring that thing to everyone? And it stemmed from this whole idea of, especially the gram, right? Everybody's got a solution. You use this product. You don't use this product. You use this thing on your face. You use this makeup. You do your nails this way. You do your hair this way. You buy this thing for your computer. There's always a solution. Do this thing and you can make 7 figures in 2 minutes. Right? All of that stuff. All of the snake oil. And don't get me wrong. Many people, because I'm a glass half full kind of girl, I do believe many people feel like they found the secret for them and they genuinely want to be able to pass it on. There are many, many people who truly are in service and are like, I went through this pain. I figured it out. I want to pass it on to people and truly believe that. And then there are others who it's clickbait, right? If they can just give you something and not really give you much and have you pay for it, and then they disappear. Well, there you go, right? They've made their money and they're gone. And the challenge is it's really hard to know which of those you're experiencing. Which thing are you getting? And it also goes back to, as you're building something new and learning something new, there's all of this self-study that we execute, right? We read the books, we watch the videos, we listen to the podcasts, we do all the things that build our own knowledge. And then we go out and get instructors if necessary, right? We get a coach, we get a golf instructor, we get a language instructor, we get people who are already experts in the area we are trying to learn, and we utilize their expertise to help us grow and help us build and help us get this new skill, which is beautiful, right? You're getting that expert. The challenge is this, especially when you are just starting. And if you aren't really aligned and if you aren't really, really clear, it's very easy for everyone else's vision to all of a sudden become yours. And you find yourself trying to build something or operate in a way that is absolutely authentic to the other person who's giving you instruction, but has nothing to do with the way you actually operate. It's that whole idea of advice, right? And coaching turning into direction and instruction. It's very different. If you take like gymnastics, right? Gymnastics coaches, when they take kids from very, very small, they're teaching them all the skills. They're teaching them how to tumble. They're teaching them how to do different things and to do it safely. There's instruction there that you have to follow to the letter because otherwise you get injured, in some cases a severe injury, right? So there's detailed instruction that you must follow in order to execute. And yet, just like with any other athletic ability or any other skill that you attain, once you understand the fundamentals, you know how to execute safely, you know how to produce what it is you can produce, then you can start to add your own thing onto it, right? You can become the Simone Biles. You can do your own thing that makes sense based on your own unique capabilities that are now going to surround and sit on top of this basic understanding and execution ability. But often we lose us in our development of the thing we're trying to deliver to other people. We go to the expert coach. We go to that big name that already knows how to do it, and we try to do it exactly the way they did it. And sometimes that works, and sometimes it doesn't. And sometimes it's just that it doesn't feel right. And it might take you longer to learn how to lead that team, right? You may be not a really great leader in the beginning. It may take you a minute to figure out what your lane is. But if you will stay aligned, really understand who you are and where you are, and use that in your execution, if you will listen actively, really, really pay attention and be mindful of the words you're using, the attitude you have, the behavior that you're executing, and how it impacts others, because you'll get that feedback. If you're really listening actively, listening to what people say, but also watching how they respond, you will get the feedback that says, oh, this works. That didn't work so much. Or that's really what I meant. And now I know what the response to that is. And I'm okay with that because that's what I meant. And I meant it in that tone. Or that's what I meant, but they didn't really get it. So maybe I need to come at it a different way. All of that information helps you to form how you show up and how you execute. But if we get so caught up in how everyone else is doing it and what everyone else thinks our expertise is and what everyone else thinks the vision should be, we will find ourselves going down a path of maybe heavy resistance. There's a book called The War for Art that talks about resistance. It's a really quick read. It's by Pressfield. It's a really quick read. My coach told me about it. And it talks about this whole idea of resistance, that thing that keeps you from getting where you are. And our ability to pause, to be very, very self-aware, to have gotten aligned so we know who we are, and to be self-aware enough to look at that resistance and evaluate, is this resistance because I'm tired, because I just don't want to, which is a different conversation I have to have with myself, or because this just isn't the thing. It really isn't aligned with what I want to do. Just like I say all the time, all money isn't good money. All business isn't good business. And so as you are building your business or as you are developing your team and deciding who to hire and why you should hire them and when you should hire them, start with a grounding of what is it that you really want? What is the overall goal that you're trying to achieve? If you are building a team that has to be very detailed in their execution of projects, one of the things you want to look for, especially if you're not as detail oriented, is people who are specifically detail oriented, who can find a way to see everything and notice when things aren't connected. And then when you find them and you hire them because they operate different than you do, you've got to find a way to be able to communicate with those folks and to utilize their exceptional skills in a way that lifts all boats, right? A high tide raises all boats, so that you're out of ego and you're into execution. You understand the overall vision. And by understanding that overall vision, you understand where you fit in that. So you can do you. You can show up as that leader that says, I have no idea how to do that, but you know what? I know how to hire people who do. And I'm going to have exceptional people around me, and I am going to reward them. I am going to support them. I am going to build them up so they are working in their zone of genius so I can work in mine. There's a level of confidence in knowing who you are and being able to show up that way every day. There's also a level of confidence in being able to look at all of the external information that you get. All the stuff on social media, all the gram stuff, right? All the Facebook stuff, all the people who are making billions and billions of dollars in 2 seconds. And to be able to look at that in a way to say, okay, one, I know that's not real. I know it's not real. Two, I am not going to judge myself and my behind the scenes, messy, making sausage to their gourmet meal. I'm just not. I'm not going to put myself in that comparison mode. But what I am going to do is be confident enough in my own alignment and where my vision is that I can watch these things. I can look at these other people's execution. I can listen to their words and their advice and take the things that work for me, right? I can use that expertise in a way that can shore up the places where I am deficient. But I don't take it so far as to say, I need to become insert person here. You don't need to be Tony Robbins. There's already one of those. You don't need to be Oprah. You don't need to be whoever the other person is you're following on the gram. Your hair doesn't need to look like Alicia Keys, right? It can be Donna like Tabitha Brown because she is amazing. So Tabitha Brown, love you. It's really about being really clear on who you are and how you show up and doing you all day, every day. Even if that do you is going back to the drawing board and continuing to experiment or deciding, you know what? Me having really defined, clear, clean, ringlety curls is not going to happen. I'm going to get 7 to 10 inches of shrinkage all the time. I'm going to get fuzz and big. And you know what? I actually like big. I like big. So why am I trying to do something different? Let me just embrace what makes me uniquely me. And I encourage you to do the same thing, because when you do that, when you can embrace who you are and show up as you have no problem building a team around you of people who have expertise that is beyond yours, who have knowledge that you don't have. You don't get all caught up in trying to take ownership for everything and feeling less than because somebody else knows more or different than you. Because you know that your greatest gift is your ability to then utilize all of that to bring the vision to life. That's what real diversity and inclusion is about. It's about taking all of that expertise, moving it towards a common vision, a common mission, a common outcome, right? A common goal. And so this week, coming off of that alignment, and if you signed up for my alignment and you got those 5 questions, please continue to do that. Please continue to take the time to really dig into who you are, right? Get really solid and get aligned on who you are and what you're bringing to the world, right? What are the things that bring you joy? Get really clear on that. And then move into this vision piece and understand very clearly what it is that you want. What is it that you want? And give yourself some grace to understand that that may change over time. It just may change over time, and that's okay. It's okay because life happens. Situations change, what we desire change. Who we are in our core generally doesn't change, but our experiences begin to mold how we show up and the things we want to do and the things that are important to us. So continue to sit in your light, as my coach Rebecca does, living in your light, right? Continue to show up as the amazing, wonderful, incredible, already empowered person that you are. And be confident enough in that you can surround yourself with people and things that are different than you. That you can give yourself an opportunity to experiment, to try things, to fail, right? To know that I can't use that product on my hair because I'm going to look like a hot mess and have to start all over. And it's a process, right? And to understand that most of the time you're not going to get it exactly right the first time. And if it's something that you get exactly right the first time, is that really the thing you want to do? Is that your zone of genius, or is that your zone of excellence? Are you really good at it, and does it bring you joy? And if it does, kudos, keep doing that. Or does it just give you the opportunity to keep doing that because it funds the thing you really want to do? How do you put it all in perspective? So as you go through this week, and I want you to prepare for really getting clear on your vision, really evaluate how you are absorbing the things that you see and the things that you hear. How are you looking at all of those people that are in that same space you're in? The other coaches that are coaching, the other CFOs that are out there, the other CEOs that are out there, the other people doing classes and masterminds, and all the people that are doing all the things that you want to do or that you're doing as well. How are you absorbing that information, and what does it do to you when you hear it, when you see it, right? Are you twisting it in your mind to say, uh-oh, I did it wrong. I should be. How come I'm not? Why isn't it working for me? Are you taking yourself down that rabbit hole of why not me? I must be flawed. I must be doing something wrong. Or are you standing in a place of real solid footing and saying, that's interesting. Maybe I'll go ahead and reach out to them and just see if it makes sense. If it does, great. If it doesn't, fine. Maybe I will have learned something. That's the place of power. The place of being so solid in who you are that all of that information is just a way to guide you, a way to make you think, a way to give you options and opportunities. It's not a way to turn yourself upside down and put yourself in a space of judgment. Thank you so much for listening to the Rutledge Perspective this week. I want you to really go out and do you. Be that leader that you know you can be. Gather that information that helps you move closer to your ultimate goal, and be confident enough to surround yourself with people that help you be better and give you information that you don't have. Have a fantastic rest of your week. As always, thank you for listening. I am so appreciative that you do so, and I will catch you on the other side. Take care. Hi there. Just want to give you some quick information before you head off to enjoy the rest of your day or to listen to your next podcast episode, hopefully of the Rutledge Perspective. I mentioned the Clarify Your Vision Masterclass. On February 2nd, the Clarify Your Vision Masterclass will be taking place from 6 to 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. And there is a time for you to go ahead and register for that. You can go to my website, laurelrutledge.com, and there's a little triangle that says vision. And when you click on that, you will get to the registration page. It'll tell you a little bit about the masterclass, and you can get to the registration page and insert your name and your email. And then I will send you the link for the Clarify Your Vision Masterclass. The whole idea of this masterclass is once you've gotten aligned, and hopefully you were able to do the 5-day alignment challenge. Once you've gotten aligned, it's really important to understand exactly what it is you're trying to achieve. And so the goal of this masterclass is to get you started on that path to being really clear about what you want. So then you can move into empowered action. So join me February 2nd, 6 to 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Go to the vision triangle on my website, laurelrutledge.com, and register. I look forward to seeing you there. Take care. Bye. You've been watching The Rutledge Perspective. Thank you for tuning in. If we have given you a different perspective, or if you've learned something new that you hadn't thought about before, please subscribe to the Rutledge Perspective podcast where you get your favorite podcasts, and give us a like on iTunes or Google Play or Stitcher. We really appreciate it. And your feedback is important as well, as we use that to inform our next episodes. You can also head over to my website, laurelrutledge.com, and download a freebie called Where's My Mojo that can really help you get out of your rut or maybe talk you back off that ledge of frustration. You can also find previous episodes of The Rutledge Perspective on laurelrutledge.com. I really appreciate your tuning in. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.